Good morning, Lumberjacks. My name is Silas Whedon. Welcome to the Kanc Connection, where we bring you the latest news from around the Lin-Wood Public Schools and our community. Thank you for joining us. First up on our rundown for today, our Lumberjack Lab Aides are back with another episode. Last week, we taught you how to safely pack up a science lab. This week, they sat down with Mr. Hood to talk about the upcoming renovations. Roll the tape.
Science room. And the process basically starts when the teacher, students and whatnot talk about how they'd like to upgrade the classroom and make it nicer. The teacher comes to me and we talk about it, which I bring forward to the facilities committee. The facilities committee is a group of board members that basically makes some decisions and stuff, and they're a liaison that goes to the school board. When we brought the idea of doing the science room towards the facilities committee, they went to the board and they all thought it was a good idea. So after it was brought forward, we had to send out a scope of the work, what we were looking to have done, how the place was, we wanted to look, the different cabinets, the plumbing, the electrical, all those different things. So we sent out a scope of works to 3 different architects, and they gave a bid on what it would cost for them to set up the job and do up all the plans and drawing. We brought that back to the facilities committee, which brings it forward to the board, and at that point, the board votes on whether or not to appropriate the money to have this done. Then, a team gets together of different people, the architect, financial officer, the principal, superintendent, myself, and the science teacher. We all talk about things we need, how we want things set up and whatnot, and the architect draws up a rough plan. Now, what you gotta understand is this process, just to here, might be 6 or 7 months, just to get to the rough plans. After we get the rough plans, we meet 2 or 3 more times to finalize everything. Then, what we do is we put it together, and the architect sends out to different people's contractors, and they send in bids for doing the job. After that happens, we have to bring it back to the school board, and they accept the one that they want to go with, and the board has to vote on the winning person. Then the board decides whether to bond the money or raise money through taxes, which has to go before the residents of the town of Lincoln-Woodstock to vote on at the annual meeting. If the vote passes, which it did, then we meet with the team of the general contractors to pick out the subs and get everything ready and finalize it so we can go forward and do the job. And this whole process took approximately 2 years.
Thank you, Mr. Hood, for teaching us the process about what it takes to get a new lab.
We are very grateful for getting this new lab as well.
See you next time.
This week is the 45th Annual EMS Week. According to the National Association of Emergency Medical Technicians website, in 1974, President Gerald Ford authorized the week to recognize the work of emergency medical personnel. Being an EMS worker is not an easy job. It takes hours of studying to obtain a certification and many more hours every 2 years to maintain them. If you see an EMS worker, make sure to thank them for their service. This past Wednesday, high school students participated in a wellness day. This is a day where school students take part in activities that encourage healthy living. Earlier this academic year, students were able to go hiking or on walks throughout the woods. This year, students were able to get out and try new sports like golf, rock climbing, geocaching, and fencing. This event was a great success, and students are already looking forward to another event this fall. The academic year is quickly coming to an end. Various events have been planned to celebrate the end of the year. The Kanc Connection will be either recording or broadcasting the following events. A Class Day ceremony will be held June 4th. Commencement for the class of 2019 will be held June 7th at 6:30 p.m. At 7 p.m. on June 12th, we will broadcast the 8th grade continuation ceremony. Make sure to follow our YouTube channel for more information on our broadcasts. We will now take a quick break for a public service announcement.
When you are in space, you can't run down to the store to buy parts. You have to improvise with what you have on your mission. Making is when there is something new that was not in existence at the beginning of the day.
Okay.
It's an incredible sense of accomplishment when you have made something. That's why I make. Now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Operation Wonder Park is a go!
There's nothing more powerful than imagination.
Honey, have you seen my cell phone?
But don't just imagine.
My park came to life?
Ooh, a plot twist!
Use STEM to build, create,
She did it!
and change the world.
Who's with me?
I'm more of a 2 feet on the ground kind of guy.
It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Vendor Bingo is coming. This event is sponsored by the class of 2020 and will be held tomorrow and starts at 5 p.m. in the Lin-Wood Gymnasium. This is your typical bingo game where you win prizes that were donated by local businesses. Food will be available for purchase at the beginning at 4 p.m. Bingo cards can be purchased from any member of the junior class from Miss Rich at the door. Last Tuesday, the ice cream social was held in the middle school multi-purpose room. Fifth graders were also playing at the concert alongside middle and high school musicians. The Lin-Wood Booster Club sold baked goods and ice cream. Many families brought in their own baked goods to help out the Booster Club. Awards were also given to 2 freshman students, Mahali Sudiodakis and Andrew Wilson, for being the most improved freshman students. Last Saturday, the freshman class held a musical chairs fundraiser event. The event went from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. with various prizes such as gift cards to Dunkin' Donuts and a tour from OBK. The event was well attended by almost every freshman and was filled with tons of fun. Our entertainment reporter Madhav Patel has made another episode of Madhav's Movie Minute. Let's look at his amazing review of the movie Coco.
You make me un poco loco. I want to be a musician, but my parents and everybody else in my family says no. So what I'm gonna go over to where Ernesto de la Cruz died, take his guitar, strum it once, and flowers come around me, and then I end up where dead people are. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Madhav's Movie Minute. In this episode, we'll be reviewing Coco. The beginning of the movie starts out with Miguel, the main character of the story, explaining why their family hates music, and they basically have to run on shoes because a guy, his great-great-grandfather left his family to play for the world, so now they all hate music now. So they run on shoes now, and the family grew bigger and bigger, and so did the business. And Miguel, the main character, as once I said again, actually wants to become a musician, but his parents hate it when they do it because, you know, they want to throw the musician out because his great-great-grandfather left him. And he thinks that Ernesto de la Cruz, which is a famous Mexican, they're Mexican, right? The famous Mexican, musician player. And in his picture, and in the family photo, there's a missing head and just has a body. Miguel thinks Ernesto de la Cruz is his great-great-grandfather. So he goes to like a graveyard, because that was like where Day of the Dead was. They believe that, the dead goes to the overworld and sees them all. So they set up this cool thing. So he goes to his tomb, kind of. He breaks in and he steals his guitar. And there's like these little orange kind of pedals things. And when he plays it once, these pedals kind of like consume him, sort of. They all kind of like spiral around him. And he ends up being in like where dead people are. There's a bunch of like skeleton people, and where basically he even saw like his great-grandmother, his great-great-grandmother. Not his great-great-grandmother. That's Mama Coco. She's still alive. The pedals spiral around him, and now he's kind of like in the dead world. He can see all of his relatives that died and everything. He's kind of stuck in this world. He doesn't know why. He's super confused. And then he learns that if he doesn't make it back to the overworld, he'll be stuck there dead as a skeleton. I wasn't trying to make a phrase there. So basically, he's dead as a skeleton if he doesn't make it before sunset. And he sees all of his families and stuff, and he needs basically their blessing to go back, but he wants to be blessed as a musician but their family hates music, so he needs to get blessed by his great-great-grandfather, which is Ernesto de la Cruz. And if you want to know what happens next, even if he does get blessed by Ernesto de la Cruz, then watch the movie to find out.
Memorial Day is Monday, May 27th. This day honors members of the armed forces who gave their lives to our community. We will have a Memorial Day assembly this afternoon starting at 1:30. As we remember our fallen heroes, school will not be in session on Monday. That's all the news we have for you this week. We want to thank you for joining us. If there's a story from our community you would like to see here on the Kanc Connection cover, please let us know by sending us an email at tv@lin-wood.org or visit our Facebook page by searching for the Kanc Connection. Also make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We hope you will join us next Friday, May 31st, which will be our last news broadcast for the year for the Kanc Connection. My name is Silas Whedon, and we hope you have a safe weekend.